Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Ready Set Drone, and today, right here in this case, I have the Ideafly Grasshopper FPV racing drone. This thing looks pretty amazing, and today we're going to try it out and see how it does. This drone was provided to me by GearBest, so I'd like to thank them. I'm going to give you an honest review, give you my opinion of it. It's a pretty compact little case it comes in, and a pretty nice little case. I was surprised by that. The box showed up the other day, this was inside it. And in this case, we have a lot of foam, which is nice. This little foam top thing comes off. And here is the actual Ideafly Grasshopper drone. Now it's in there pretty tight, but check it out. That's the drone itself. So in the case, it comes with the actual drone itself. It comes with the Ideafly radio. It comes with one 4S battery. It comes with two sets of props, a 3-blade props and 2-blade props. Comes with a battery charger, and of course the instruction manual and a CD-ROM. So a little bit about the Ideafly Grasshopper. It is 328 grams without the battery. It has 2205 2300 kV motors, and it uses a 4S battery, which means it's got a lot of pickup, get up and go. It's got, the battery weight is 148 grams, and it transmits FPV via 5.8 gigahertz 200 milliwatt 40 channel transmitter and a little camera here. The camera, which is sort of mounted in the mouth of the Grasshopper, is on a swivel, so you can adjust it up and down. It comes with a lens cap, which I'm going to take off right now. So it's fairly tight in there, so when you move it, it feels like it's going to stay. This thing also has this cool little piece that goes over the back, which pretty much just protects the battery and also keeps a little bit of cable management, keeps the cables from getting out into the outside. It's got these Raptor ESCs, which you can see are designed to work with the 4S motors, or the 4S battery and the high-powered motors. Everything's very neatly built into here. The flight controller is protected by the carbon fiber frame, which has 2 layers. It's got the XT60 jack for the battery, and it also has ports over here, so if you want to plug in and update firmware and that sort of thing, you can actually do that right over here on the side. So the thing is with this, it kind of looks like a toy, but it's really not. I've already flown it once, and it has some get up and go. So we're going to go ahead and put the props on and take it off and see how it flies. So we're going to use the triple blade props here. These are pretty rigid plastic props. You can tell the bottom because they have these little dots on the bottom here and the top right here. So you want to make sure you get them on in the right place. Pretty much there's a couple of steps to assembly. You're going to put on the props, and you're going to screw in this transmission antenna, which is the transmitter for your 5.8 gigahertz video signal. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the back like that. Kind of looks like a little tail. And then I'm going to unscrew the nut up here on the front left. Now the front left is clockwise, so you want to make sure you have a clockwise prop. That's a counterclock prop. That's a clockwise prop. That's a clockwise prop, and that's a counterclock prop. You can tell just by the way they lift up. If they're spinning clockwise, the leading edge should be higher than the trailing edge. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that guy on there and screw in the nut. Now one quick thing, the instructions say to hand tighten. I did that the first time and I crashed because this was loose. You see that motor's not spinning, but the prop does. So you actually need to get yourself a driver like this and tighten them down a little bit more than by hand. This driver unfortunately didn't come with it, but it's an easy thing to get a hold of. It really makes a world of difference in tightening down. Okay, so these all feel pretty good. And the antenna is on, the transmitter antenna is on in the back, right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the battery. You lift up the canopy here, put the battery in. Try to make sure it's fairly fairly well centered, so you don't want it too far forward or too far back. So if you hold it in the middle, does it tip forward, does it tip back? The battery makes a big difference because it's one of the heavier components. So that feels pretty good right there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my radio, which takes 4 AA batteries. Make sure all your switches are in the up position, particularly this one here. This is SWB. SWB is where your rate control is. All the way up is what's called angle mode. It's the easiest. In the middle is baro mode, which is semi-easy. You know, it's still got some stabilization. And then this is full manual. You're going to want to make sure you're starting off in the easy mode as you get used to it. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the battery. And push down the canopy. Stay there, I'll come back and fly past you. So you notice the canopy popped up during that flight, which is probably not the best thing. So I'm going to see if I can figure out how this canopy stays down. It doesn't really have anything aside from these hinges to keep it down. So I think the one thing you don't want to have it doing is you don't want your cables pushing it up so much that it's going to pop up like that. So I'm going to see if I can just kind of bend my cables down, push it down as far as it'll go with the battery in there. And that looks like it should be good right there. So I wanted to show you real quick one other thing. The radio actually has a readout that shows you your battery level in both your quadcopter and in your radio, like the AA's in here. How this goes. Whoa, got up high really quick. Grasshopper from Ideafly is pretty fun to fly. Despite it looking like a toy, I mean it looks like a grasshopper, it really is not a toy. This thing has got some serious power with its motors and its 4S battery. It gets up and goes. I actually tried it with a 3S battery because I have quite a few of them. I wanted to see if it would work, and all it seemed to do was think the voltage was too low, so it just would take off and then land right away as if the battery was dead. But really, not a toy, but definitely a serious racer if you're into that. Comes with 2 sets of props. Remember that when you get it, to be sure that you get the props put on very tightly, because the first time I flew it, I didn't tighten them all the way down and I had some problems. But once you get them tightened down, you're good to go. The other thing I did was I used a piece of Velcro to actually hold the canopy down on top of the battery. You could maybe even put a piece of Velcro inside and on the battery. Actually, that would be a great idea to hold it down. So maybe I'll try that next time to make sure that it's holding it down. Overall, I really like this guy a lot. It's a very cool little racer. Like I said, it's a pretty serious racer too, with the 4S battery and these powerful motors. If you're interested in getting one, I'll put a link in to get it from GearBest, and thanks to GearBest again for sending it. Carbon fiber frame, lightweight, lots of power, Grasshopper. Try it out, and thanks for watching Ready Set Drone.